in a little bit. The letdown game was preached about all week in the LSU building, on the practice field, in the press conferences. It was the buzzword. Could LSU go up and put together 4 quarters of football enough to beat a capable, though a little bit outmanned opponent in Arkansas who would be playing without their starting quarterback? The answer was yes, but just barely. LSU started out this game like they would put to rest any idea that there would be a letdown. A very nice-looking drive from their own 25-yard line got into Arkansas territory, and it seemed like for the first time in a meaningful game, LSU might jump out to an early lead. Then the play that I think set the tone for the entire game happened right there on the first drive. Jaden Daniels, with what was seemingly a very safe pass, was intercepted by Latavius Brini at the 43-yard line for Arkansas. And from that point on, everything that LSU did offensively from a game plan standpoint and from an execution standpoint, with the exception of Josh Williams' hard running all day, everything else screamed, we're ready to get this over with. Unwilling to take chances, unwilling to be creative, and for Jaden Daniels, 2 drives later when he fumbled after what was a routine mesh point, he did not fumble on the mesh point. He fumbled on the play after he had pulled the ball back, a very routine play. For a guy who has spent the season not turning the ball over, Daniels had 2 turnovers in his first 3 drives, and Jeremy, after that, I thought it was in his head, and I thought that Mike Denbrock called plays accordingly. They didn't do anything that was creative like they have done in the past several weeks. Gone were the little half rolls. Gone were the run-pass options in favor of just a straight-ahead run the football. And Williams did his job. But when they did choose to throw the ball with Daniels, it was more of the long, slow developing, drop-back, play-action passes, forcing him to make long throws, which did nothing to increase his productivity on the day. I thought that first drive set the tone for the offense for the day. The third drive, when he fumbled, cemented it. And if it were not for some curious coaching calls by Sam Pittman on the other side, LSU would have gone to the locker room behind.
Yeah, that was just and you talked about it, like you said, that was a talking point of the whole week. Anytime you have an emotional win like you had against Alabama, just the way the state felt, the way everyone behind this program felt, you figured it'd be a little difficult to go into Arkansas at 11 with the temperature, with a team who just lost to Liberty, and feel like, that team would be lighting the field on fire. But, I just felt like Coach Kelly kind of had a grip on this team. And then you got to give the credit to the defense. I thought, especially turning the ball over the way they did early on, giving Arkansas those short fields, shutting them out on 4th down. Without that defense playing to the level they were today, they got off the bus and showed up to play. It's just the offense that couldn't really play to the level they've been playing at the last 3 weeks. And like you said, with those turnovers, it really just derailed this offense, and all the momentum they gained over these past 2 weeks. It just wasn't the same looking offense. And, the more I think about it, I kind of do have to agree with Denbrock that way, because the only way this bad Arkansas offense was going to win the game was you continuing to turn the ball over. So you saw them just stick with the run game, and Williams had a really great day. Emory had a great day. I know it seemed like the ball's popping out every chance he got it, but I thought the backs really played well and just kind of did just enough to edge out a win in that sleepy environment. And I think, with the rate that you were turning it over, if you had one of those late in the game, it definitely would have sealed the win for Arkansas. So just got to get out of the skin of your teeth to see this team 6-1 right now. I think everyone in that locker room would have probably shook their head and said yes if you can guarantee that to start the season. So, and that's exactly where you are right now. So very, very ugly win, but a win nonetheless.
Pittman going for it on 4th and goal from the 4 certainly helped things. But LSU's advantage in the first half, which was something that would continue the entire game, lay entirely with number 40, Harold Perkins. If 6 weeks ago only some people in college football knew about Harold Perkins, and 3 weeks ago maybe most of the people in college football knew about Harold Perkins, now everybody knows about Harold Perkins. The kind of defensive dominance that we haven't seen really from anybody that I can think of in LSU history. Even the greatest games of Tyrann Mathieu or Michael Brooks or Al Richardson paled in comparison to what we saw from Harold Perkins today, seemingly single-handedly destroying the Arkansas offense, whether he was in a pass rush situation, whether he was the spy. Every time Arkansas came to the line of scrimmage, just like Jackson Dart, just like Bryce Young, they were looking for number 40. They didn't have to look far because he was everywhere. It seemed like he was a Bugs Bunny cartoon when Bugs Bunny played all 9 positions in the baseball game. That's what Perkins seemed like today. He was unblockable. He was unstoppable. He made game-changing plays time and time again. And as if to just exert his dominance anymore, Jeremy, at the end of the game, after the call before had been ruled not a fumble but a forward pass, he made sure that this thing was going to be put to bed, where he forced another fumble that finally gave LSU a chance to kneel on the ball and get out of there.
Yeah, it's huge. I think you don't win this game without Harold Perkins. I think they just find a way to get in the field goal range and force an overtime, but his ability to just game change. He's a game wrecker, and you hear that word thrown around with a lot of players, but Harold Perkins wrecked this game for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and I was joking with Hunter in the game and was saying, like, remember when they didn't really want to play him and kind of kept him on the sideline? 8 snaps against Tennessee, didn't play much against Florida State, and we're asking where's Perkins. Didn't start out the Ole Miss game. They're going up and down the field, and so I don't think they're going to be pulling that kid out anytime soon. He's earned that right, and he's just a phenomenal talent. I don't think you can really point to, like you said, a guy who can just create that sort of just total dominance in a football game. And to see that coming from a freshman, I think you're probably not going to see that for a very long time. He's a generational talent.
He looked like Lawrence Taylor out there.
Yeah,
I mean, he really did. Taylor's the greatest defensive player I've ever seen at any level, and Perkins did a very nice Lawrence Taylor impersonation today. For all of the ugliness that was the game plan and the execution, I really, for 3 quarters, did not feel like LSU was in any danger of actually losing this football game, because the Tigers defense had Malik Hornsby wrapped up. The one big thing that he has going for him, his speed, was completely negated by Harold Perkins. Yeah. Given the fact that they were not going to throw the football with Malik Hornsby, I just sort of figured that LSU would get out with a 10 to 13 point win. We talk about how ugly it was, and that was that. But then Arkansas changed quarterbacks, and Cade Fortin, the veteran, came in. First series, 3 and out. The second series, they lose 7 yards on the first 2 plays, and then you go to the quarter break. And I figure this is just going to be one of those fourth quarters. LSU's about to get the ball back. They're going to bleed a little clock. They're going to play a little field position. They're going to punt and play defense the rest of the way, and they're going to get out of here with, like I said, a 10, maybe a 13-point victory and get on down the road. But on the first play of the fourth quarter, a 3rd and 17 deep shot found its mark, and 2 plays after that, Fortin hit a 40-yard touchdown pass, and all of a sudden, we're in a ball game. And that was the first time, Jeremy, that I thought, hang on a second, LSU could actually lose this thing. Because when you're one flukish play away, anything can happen. If you're 2 scores ahead, you take that out of the equation. But once they hit that 40-yard touchdown pass, it's like, uh-oh. This is one where if one bad thing goes against them, one tipped pass, one fumble, one special teams play, you could really lose this game. And at that point, I thought, wow, now it's going to be gut check time. They can't just play straight up the rest of the way.
No, they weren't. And it's just the exact opposite feel you had against Alabama when they went down and scored with Young. And you're like, man, the offense is moving up and down the field. Like, we got a chance here. And it's just kind of the exact opposite thing. You kind of felt like the Auburn game and some of the spots earlier on the season where you felt like if Arkansas gets in that end zone and you're down 4 points, it's going to be very, very difficult to drive down that field and figure out a way, because just everything was out of whack. And it's something that I kind of preached early on in the season. It just seems like you're out of rhythm, and you kind of saw that in this game. The drop Malik had, you just weren't seeing that those past 3 weeks, and the passing attack just went there, 8 completions in this game, not even over 100 yards, and so passing attack just wasn't there at all. So to think that you're going to have a 2-minute, 1-minute drive and just be able to fly down the field and really, be able to score 7, I think that'd be difficult to do and to even see in that particular game. And so you found a way to win it. I think Harold Perkins should deserve 5 game balls. Spoiler alert here, because without him impacting the game that the way he did, the offense, I don't think they could have delivered this team from evil in this game.
He closed, okay? And when you got a defensive player that can close, it's just so rare. The Buffalo Bills brought in Von Miller for just this reason. They didn't want him to play every snap at this point in his career. They brought him in to close. And the first game of the year against the Rams, in the fourth quarter, there was Von Miller rushing the passer. And you've seen that on more than one occasion. He's a great player. Perkins closed this game. the fumble that he caused that Micah Baskerville returned to the 20-yard line might have been called back, but it still killed the drive.
Yep.
And then the final drive, the one where he causes the fumble that wasn't overturned, he absolutely closes out the game. Not sure I've ever seen – look, Tyrann Mathieu is one of my favorite players ever, and he was great. I don't know that I ever saw Tyrann Mathieu even have a better game than what Harold Perkins had today. Yeah. It was almost as if – and this is going to sound crazy, at the end of the game, I almost had a little bit more confidence with the defense on the field than the offense because true. Perkins was on the field. Yeah. Like the old Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl, they punted it back to the Dallas Cowboys because they wanted to steal Curtin on the field and not the backup quarterback when Bradshaw got knocked out in Super Bowl 10. And in this case, I felt the same way. It's like put 40 on the field and something good is going to happen. There were so many layers to this game. Some strange calls from Brian Kelly, like on the sequence in the first quarter where it seemed like they were bound and determined to go for it on fourth down multiple times. The one time you got a fake, you were going to go for it on fourth down, you got a penalty. It's like, okay, well now they're going to punt. You go for it on a fake punt, and that gets called back for a penalty. It took them 3 times before they finally decided to punt. And it's like, what are you doing? Yeah. you got Malik Hornsby playing quarterback for the home team, and you got this defense playing the way they are, and you got Perkins playing the way he's playing. I am not giving up field position like that. No. So it was decisions, Jeremy, that I thought you make in a game where you're an underdog. Early in the game, in the first half, with some of the play calling that they ran down there, the fourth down and goal, where if Boutte doesn't jump, they're going to go for it. Yeah. I don't know if they make it or not, but it seemed like a little bit of overkill. Listen, we all loved the play last week. It was great. Yeah. You got cojones that you can put in a wheelbarrow. I get it. But there's a time to back up. Yeah. The same colors roughly on the other side, but that's not Alabama that you were playing.
Yeah, and also too, they had another one where they're on their own 20. It's 4th and 1. You jump false start on that one. You're about to go for it on your own 20 as well in that game, and so it's just the offense is out of whack, man. That was just an out of whack, out of performance type of day for the offense, and it just makes everyone real. The head coach has to make tough decisions. The OC has to make tough decisions. You don't really have a pass game that you can depend on, and it just kind of makes things a little wacky. And I thought that's what kind of happened with this football team. It's easy to dial them up. You're scoring, the first 5 possessions against Florida. You're lighting up, the box score against Ole Miss, and you're getting that rolling. And obviously, what you did in the second half against Alabama. But in a game like this where just nothing's really kind of doing what you want to do, especially when you played so bad on third down, it's just very, very difficult. And I thought early on in that game, you have the turnovers in 2, and then you're going to give them short fields. You're kind of almost trying to do everything in your power to keep Arkansas in this football game. But you got out with the skin of your teeth, and I think, like I said before, you leave Arkansas 6-1. I think everyone's going to feel good about that. It's as much as ugly as that game was to watch.
Little difference between aggressive and reckless. Yeah. And it's a very, very fine line. But you know what? Good teams find a way to win. If you can get somebody out with your second or third best pitch, then you've really accomplished something. And LSU finds himself on the doorstep of the SEC title game. Alabama has pulled to within 3 of Ole Miss. Long way to go in Oxford. So we're here with you. 499-9898 is the number to call if you'd like to talk about today's game. We're going to kind of companion it along with Ole Miss and Alabama, given the stakes in that one. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Lee Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. They go to the half in Oxford, 17-14 Rebels. Before we go to the phone lines, Jeremy, that's about as bad as Alabama can play, and they're only down 3. Yeah. So Ole Miss had some opportunities to widen that lead. Alabama also got away with one pretty blatant pass. Stop me if you heard this one before. Alabama got a call. Got away with one blatant pass interference penalty that would have been a big, big gainer for Ole Miss. Before we go to the phone lines, let's hear from Brian Kelly following LSU's 13-10 win.
Okay, let's see, where do I start here? Start by saying that it's hard to win in the SEC. That was evident today. Look, I could go through a laundry list of things that we have to do better, but the fact of the matter is our guys wanted to win. They were prepared to win. They were prepared to play a team that was coming off a disappointing loss, and we knew that they were going to play hard today, and they did. It's a well-coached football team. Coach Pittman does a great job. I thought Barry Odom was called a great game defensively. Their team was prepared, and they were a great challenge for us today. But we found a way to win on the road, and that's really what this is about in terms of when you play in a league like this, and in particular the SEC West, find a way to win. And that's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of our guys having the mental toughness to battle and find a way to win a football game when we were challenged the way we were today. So, that's kind of my takeaway. I'm not sitting here disappointed. I am excited that we won the football game in a very difficult environment where a team was coming off, and our guys knew that. We're in a different realm now. We're being hunted, and we're going to get everybody's best shot, and they understand that. So we got some things to work on, and we'll enjoy this victory, and we'll come back prepared for UAB in senior night. So with that,
that's pretty much how they played. That's pretty much the game plan. How it played out today, Jeremy, it was, man, look, let's get in here and get a win and get the hell out. This is not going to be the one that you're building towards. We know we're in a tough spot. Big wins a week ago. LSU, obviously. They survived today. Notre Dame against Clemson. I'm not going to say they survived against Navy. Navy got a late touchdown, but they beat them by 3, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not like they went in there and blew Navy completely out of the stadium. And then the other one was Liberty, who went to Arkansas and got a win last week. They lose today to Connecticut. It's a tough spot. They got the win. Like I said, you ain't going to hang it in a museum. To acknowledge and move on. Let's go to the phone lines. 499-9898 is the number. Andrew is in Laplace. Andrew, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I got 2 quick points. One, this was a perfect trap game for LSU, and, a win's a win, so I'll take it. My second point, Jeremy, I think you'll appreciate this. I've noticed the last couple of games, our running backs are just running hard. They finish runs, they get stopped at the line, and they still move 3, 4, 5 yards running. And I'm really proud of the running backs so far this season. So thanks again, guys, for taking my call.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't think you are where you're at this point in the season without the running game, especially watching so much of that Florida State game, and you just really couldn't get the run game going at all. To this point in the season where you're popping off runs on 3rd and long and you're converting them and doing the things of that nature. And so I think it's a mentality thing, and I think them keeping the backs fresh allow them to, finish games strong and finish runs the way they do. And it's been a collective effort, and the offensive line has done a phenomenal job, creating lanes so those guys can get some momentum and get going. So that's something that this team's going to definitely need to end this season. I think Williams has played out of his mind, especially for a former walk-on, and I think the other backs who get carries will follow suit after him.
Joel is in New Mexico. Joel, welcome into the show.
Look, I got a question for you guys. Before I ask it, I just got to say, Harold frickin' Perkins. Wow. My question is, I think it was a little under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter in LSU. I think we were 4th and 4, 4th and 3 when we punted it back to Arkansas. Why not at least keep the offense on the field and try and draw them off sides? Why do we just punt it? Let's go, Brandon.
Let's see. 4th and I'm trying to look here. That
was after the Kane run. Yeah, the Kane run. Yeah, I think it was shorter than 4th and 4. I think it was like 4th and 1.
It was 4th and 1.
Yeah, 4th and 1.
1:43 to go.
I wouldn't mind to try to draw them off sides.
Yeah, it's you don't need. There's no reason to save your timeouts at that point. So. Yeah, I'm with you. That would have been that would have been fine. Arkansas probably spent every second of all 3 of the timeouts that they called in sequence there, reminding their guys not to jump off sides, but it's worth a shot. I mean, it's a no lose proposition. Harold Perkins.
I can't say enough.
I can't say any more than that's the best performance that I've seen an LSU defender have. And listen, like I said, I've seen plenty of the greats. Okay, I never saw Casanova play live. Okay, I was too young. He's a 3-time All-American. But and I saw Tyrann Mathieu play, and Mathieu was great. I saw Michael Brooks play early in his career before he blew out the knee at Gainesville. that guy couldn't be blocked. But you're going to be talking about you're going to be talking about Perkins with the greats all time. The first when they were talking about it on the broadcast, one of the names I thought about, Jeremy, was Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas was a unblockable pass rusher, both at Alabama and in the NFL with the Chiefs before he tragically passed away. But Thomas was unblockable at his best, and that's what Perkins reminds me of. 'Cause he does so many. I mean, the game is different from when Thomas played it. They ask you to do different things at the linebacker position. Now he does them all. He does them all really well.
Yeah, he's definitely special. And to me, it makes you really marvel at what his numbers would be like if he kind of just started that first game and they just left him out there and say, look, just go get the passer. Just go have fun. You ain't got to worry about covering anybody up the seam. You got to worry about getting the running back. Just go get the quarterback. Go spy the quarterback and see, because he's missed a lot of snaps this season. It's obviously later half of the season. He's been getting a lot more reps, but to see him just do that as a freshman, I don't think I've seen anything like it. I remember Arden Key having some flashes early on, maybe his sophomore year, but nothing to this level. He's just a different type of guy out there, and this defense desperately needed him out there making those plays, because who knows what that game would have looked like if Arkansas just keep nipping at the bid and they may get a passing field. Who knows what happens?
Oh, I'll tell you what happens. LSU loses.
Yeah,
I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah.
If Harold Perkins doesn't play in that game for LSU today, they lose. We talk about just wins above replacements in baseball. Harold Perkins above just a Gordon variety average linebacker, you lose the game today. Yeah. Jesse is in Walker. Jesse, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just want to offer an observation. If I were Scott Woodward, I believe bright and early Monday morning, I'd call a meeting in my conference room with Brian Kelly, his offensive coordinator, his quarterbacks coach, and Daniels, and I'd sit down and tell them, guys, y'all threw 2 balls to Jenkins Saturday, and the rest of the balls went to Neighbors and Boutte. If you guys don't start spreading the ball around, we're going to be embarrassed against Georgia. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce y'all to the rest of our receiving staff, and then I would bring one receiver at a time into that conference room, introduce them to Daniels and the coaching staff, and tell them they got to start spreading the ball. Because I promise you, as bad as A&M is, Jimbo Fisher can key in on 2 wide receivers that are getting the ball 85-90% of the time, and the Georgia game will be a blowout. So they have got to start spreading the ball around. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. Here's the thing. They were doing that over the last several games. Jaden Daniels has done a terrific job at spreading the ball around. For instance, you'll remember Mason Taylor, right? Okay. Last week, Boutte and Neighbors caught the most balls, but Taylor caught 3, and Williams caught 3, and Emery caught 2. Going back to the Florida game, they really spread the ball around in that one. I'm sorry, the Ole Miss game is what I'm thinking of, not Florida. Against Ole Miss, you had 8 different receivers catch at least 1 ball, and Taylor and Jenkins caught passes for more yards than Boutte and Neighbors. So they've done this in the past. I know it's kind of half tongue-in-cheek the way he's saying this, with the athletic director and everything, but the point is LSU's better when they're throwing the ball down the field and they're throwing it to multiple guys. That point I will not argue, and it's why I said at the top of the show, I thought the first drive dictated everything. Jeremy, I don't know how many deep shots LSU called today. I don't know, because Daniels wouldn't throw the ball. He stood back there and held it. This is very easy to see. What happened here today was a microcosm of what happened in the months of August and September. Jaden Daniels got to campus and they said, welcome to Baton Rouge. Here's where you'll be living. Here's where you'll be practicing. Don't turn the ball over. Dinner is at 6. Be in the cafeteria. Don't turn the ball over. Here's your locker. Don't turn the ball over. Here's your jersey. Don't turn the ball over. And they beat that kid over the head with that so much that he was not going. They might not have gained a yard in September, but he was not going to turn the ball over. And finally, they had to reverse it. They had to get on the other side of it and say, listen, it's okay if you're aggressive and you take some chances. And he finally did that. And it got better and better through the month of October. And what you've seen over the last 3 games, Florida, Ole Miss, and Alabama, is Jaden Daniels running when he needs to run pass option, spreading the ball around the field. And today, what happened? Turn the ball over on a play that you would never expect him to turn the ball over on. Just a play right near the line of scrimmage. That ball gets intercepted 1 out of 50, maybe. But once it did, it was in his head. And when he fumbled 2 drives later, that was it. They were not going. I don't know if they weren't going to call it, but he wasn't going to run it. Because of all those times he's back there. What was he, sacked 7 times today?
Yeah, 7.
He was, for all I know, all of those 7 times were deep shots to somebody other than Boutte or Neighbors. But Daniels was, at that point, he's like, okay, I ain't turning the ball over. And you know what? It helped LSU win the game today.
Yeah.
Because if he does turn the ball over one more time, guess what? they might have lost. So I don't think you have to have a meeting so much as you just need to go show him the film of the last 3 games before this one and say, listen, we're not going to bench you if you turn the ball over. We're not going to take your scholarship away. We're not going to punish you, okay?
Yeah.
You're the quarterback. It's all right. 499-9898 is the number to call. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Enter now for a chance to win a catch and cook fishing experience from the Louisiana Charter Boat Association with me, Chef Jay Ducote, winner of Beat Bobby Flay. Register now at gocatch.com. That's GEAUX catch.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Save at sterling.com.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Eagle 98.1.
You know, somebody needs to say something nice about those defensive tackles that played the whole doggone game again. Roy and Wingo.
Ooh. Yeah, some heavy lifting right there.
Those cats are working their behinds off, huh?
Yeah, and look, they're playing well. I mean, they shut down that Arkansas rushing attack, which was their only avenue to score points. They had the big touchdown down the sideline, inch away from stepping out of bounds, but they played sensational. And I still remember them at Alabama time. I'm on the sideline looking at them. They're just weaving, huffing, and puffing. I'm like, yeah, I'd probably be tired too. I just played 60 minutes with no breaks at all in this game, but they played phenomenal today and shut down that rushing attack and opened the world for my boy Perk to take over, which he did.
Somebody should say something, and we have a radio show, so that somebody should be us. So nice job, gentlemen. Charlie is in Lafayette. Charlie, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie,
It's LeBrandon Tofield. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well, I know. Look, y'all are great. You know, I always love listening.
Oh, what's his name? You're great.
Yeah, Charles.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. I had a brain.
It happens, Charlie. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, when you're on Medicare, that's what happens.
It happens.
Okay?
It happens to me 6 times a week. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just lost. Well, the reason I'm calling is your caller a couple of times before that wants Scott Woodard to sit down and all this stuff. It's your typical sports bar tailgate guy that's over 50 that probably maybe played a little bit in high school, never played, and you think about it. And so, the bottom line is, this is my answer to him, is that you do what you have to do to win the game. These are not machines, and sometimes it doesn't work. These are human beings. Because I remember back in 2003, the national championship year, LSU went to Ole Miss. They won 17-14. Ole Miss was the number 14 team in the country, and it was Eli Manning. They did what they had to do to win games. Everyone's sitting on complaining or whatever. In 2006, when they beat A&M by the skin of their teeth to move on the Sweet 16, people are complaining. Look, you do what you have to do to win the game, because sometimes you have to win it with defense, sometimes you have to win it with offense. Sometimes everything's walking around smoothly. And, I get so frustrated because LSU has a bunch of them,
Charlie, listen, I think he was trying in a creative, if somewhat sarcastic way of saying LSU needs to move the ball around a little bit. And I don't disagree with that. I certainly hope he didn't mean that they need to have a meeting so
enjoy the win.
Yes. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate the call. Lindsay is in Florida. Lindsay, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie. I was just wanting to talk to you about how, considering Arkansas kept blitzing the linebacker, I was thinking we should have thrown quickly to the tight end over the middle. What do you think about that?
I think that a throw to the tight end would have been a pretty good idea. I think some quick throws to anybody would have been a pretty good idea. Jeremy, we saw a lot of this half roll run RPO where Daniels was on the move. It worked really well in the last 3 games, and it seemed like they were ramping that package up. We didn't see any of that today. So when you saw what Barry Odom and Arkansas was doing to defend LSU, what did you see? Because was in some way that taken away? Were they outflanking? Were they dropping too many guys? What did you see?
Ray ran man the whole game. They were just in man-to-man coverage, and they were rushing 3, and then sometimes out of those they would either spy 2 guys or they would blitz 2 guys. And just for a quarterback that's holding the ball, it's the perfect world you want to live in. of your defense, because now you got guys that are plastered in man coverage. And once he breaks a pocket, then you can start holding those guys and putting your hands on those guys. And so I thought that Arkansas called a great game, especially, getting those 3 weeks of kind of looking at this offense and kind of light the world on fire, and to not be, scared or fearful of that. And let's put a game plan together. Let's try to slow these guys down. Obviously, they would probably like to do a lot better against the run in this game, but I think their passing game plan to slow down this LSU passing attack, to me, which was kind of lifted them up these past 3 weeks, took a huge step back, and that had a lot to do with what they were doing. The cornerbacks played well. I thought Dwight played well in this game. That defense really got after Jaden. I know he could have got the ball out a lot sooner, but if you're going to hold it all day, then, hey, we're going to get after you, and that's why you saw 7 sacks.
The checkdowns had been more plentiful in the last 3 weeks as well. Today they did it once, and I don't have a good explanation for that either, but it was a big, big part of what they've done over the last month, and we didn't see that today either. Any ideas why? Is that on the quarterback too?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. I think anytime, it's not like they just recreated this offense. They're running their stuff. And I think Jaden was just like you said earlier, once you did have those turnovers, that voice is going to be in his head. And on the road in that environment, they just lost to Liberty. That's what that crowd feeds off of. That's what that team was feeding off of. And if you would have gave them another one, who knows what that game would have had. I don't know if Perk could have saved you after that. You give them another short field. And so and like they just said in the chat today, Arkansas made some really big-time tackles right at the sticks today to keep you in some of those fourth downs, to make you punt the ball, just getting tackled right there. You get 1 more yard, then now you got a first down. But you got to give credit to that Arkansas defense. They play well, but I think Jaden could have definitely got the ball out at certain times and really kind of, not hold it as long as he did.
I agree with everything you said, except that Perkins might not have been able to say him. Harold Perkins can do anything. Yeah. I mean, Chuck Norris is telling Harold Perkins jokes. I mean, he can do anything. 499-9898 is the number. Brad is in West Virginia. Brad, welcome into the show.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Jeremy. Thanks for taking my call. I'm actually driving back to West Virginia. Hey, I was going to say something else, but after Charlie from Lafayette, told us not to be negative, I'm not going to be negative. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a positive out of this game, and I think that it's actually going to help the players in the long run. I think it'll motivate them to stay hungry. They know it was ugly. It's going to get them back in the, in the film room. And I think it'll motivate them and help get them past UAB and then pump them up to play well against Texas A&M. But my question is, Jeremy, what are like 1 or 2 things that you would implement? Because A&M's going to watch this film. And, what are 1 or 2 adjustments that you would implement on offense so we can have a better showing when we play A&M and UAB? All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Brad. Safe travels.
Yeah, I think, you got to get back to those RPOs with Mason Taylor. I think for Jaden, that's a super easy read for him. He does have the ability to run it in those plays where you're just slipping the tight end out the backside, and now he can either dump it off to him or he can use his legs, and that's on the edge. I think when you're just running the same, kind of predictable read option, you saw, Arkansas have a game plan for that. They were running that on 4th down. They obviously caved down and took down the back. I hate that play on 4th down. We saw, Mississippi State trying to keep doing that against us, and we're just blowing it up. So when you kind of know that's coming, I mean, Kevin Falk were laughing about this. It's like, does anyone just get under center anymore on 4th and 1? Like, that's a thing of the past. We got to get in the shotgun and give these guys, a full head start to meet us at the mesh point. But that's just kind of, what you're doing in this offense. But I think getting back to those RPOs, and to me, you got to get back to the vertical passing game. That's something where you saw, this offense take this leap. You saw that against Florida. You saw that against Ole Miss, Ray catching that touchdown, and bam, you saw Malik catch that touchdown. You forced a PI. You got to get back to that, because just sitting back and running these long crossing routes, these deep comebacks, it's just too difficult to do. A simple go route, you're throwing it when they hit 10 yards, and, those guys are going to go up and make a play. So that's kind of what I want to see this offense get back to. I know they're going to stick with the run. Not worried about that, but got to get some more RPOs and try to take some more vertical shots.
The other thing about that RPO game is once you show that, once you've hit a couple of those, every time that tight end goes in motion, defense has to respect that. I think they pretty much gave up on that today. Yeah. They did. It was not something that LSU forced Arkansas to defend. Jonathan is in Baton Rouge. Jonathan, welcome into the show.
They pretty much gave up on that today.
Yeah,
not something that LSU forced.
What I saw today.
Jonathan is in Baton Rouge.
I saw.
Turn your radio down, please. Turn your radio down, please. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh wow, He turned his radio down. We lost him. Okay. Well, there is
excited.
There's a delay. So if you're calling, please turn down your radio once we call on you. We'll do that when we come back. Alabama has just kicked a field goal to tie the score. Opening drive of the third quarter. Now 17 apiece. Alabama and Ole Miss in Oxford. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
I am Juliet, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
We're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. Tigers win it by a score of 13-10. Ole Miss with a drive into Alabama territory now. We are in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, tied at 17. If Alabama wins, LSU is in the SEC championship game. Mike is in Lafayette. Mike, welcome into the show.
Hey, my question's for either one of y'all. I just started really paying attention to football for the first time this year and watching all the LSU games. And after this game, I was wondering, could y'all, for some of us that are newer, explain what the rules of football are?
No. Sorry. This is the advanced course. Wayne is in New Iberia. Wayne, next. Welcome into the show. Oh, lost Wayne. All right. Let's try Trey in Pensacola. Trey, welcome into the show.
I'm sorry. I'm still laughing about the explain the rules of football.
I mean, yes. I've got 12 hours here, and I don't mean to be rude, but no, we're a little bit past that.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's awesome. I went to the Florida State game, disappointment, and I had a bunch of friends that are boo birds that were like, "Oh, this is terrible. He's just not the right coach." And I'm like, "He's one game into a 10-year contract." They've said that the standard is to match Saban's 8-4. Well, we're 8-2, and talking about the SEC championship game and beyond. I think we found a super hot coach. Proud of him. I think the team, despite a little disappointment, did great today. We found a way to get the win. So I look forward to UAB, and I look forward to kicking Texas A&M's butt.
Yeah. I'll have to introduce you to Hunt Palmer. He's all about that. Context is everything. If Brian Kelly had been here for 5 years and they opened up with that kind of performance against Florida State, well, you got a problem, okay? Yeah. If in his very first game, his very first season, you have some bumps in the road, you're not – this is going to sound crazy because they just beat Alabama, but I didn't expect Brian Kelly to be on Alabama's level by November. I was hoping that he would be on Alabama's level by November of year 3. Saban was not a world beater his first year at Alabama. They were a 500 team that year. It's why this Auburn A&M game tonight, Jeremy, is a good example of that. Okay, both of these teams have 6 losses. Neither one of them has won a game since September. The loser is going to be eliminated from bowl, being able to get into a bowl, and even the winner is going to have a hard time. But here's the difference: Jimbo Fisher is in year 5. They are paying him as if he is one of the top 2 or 3 coaches in college football. Auburn just fired their permanent head coach. They have an interim head coach. They will have a new head coach in about a month. Well, these two teams should not in any way be equal. Mm-hmm. Texas A&M should be a 2 to 3 touchdown favorite over a team that has a 3-6 record and just fired their coach. Yeah. If you have one of the top 3 paid coaches in America and he is in year 5, he should not be on the same level as a team that fired their coach a week and a half ago and is about to hire a new one. No. So what happened with Kelly in the Superdome, look, it was disappointing. And we weren't very pleasant on the post game. And Jeremy, we were packing up after it was a late night, and it's like, okay, this is going to be harder than we thought. This is going to be is a bigger rebuild than we thought. Yep. And as it turned out, he righted the ship a lot quicker than we thought he would. But if he had that performance in year 5, well, then no, there's no excuse for that. There's plenty of reasons why LSU didn't get out of the gate strong this year. There was a lot of turnover. A lot of turnover. Yeah. No. So totally. You understand that. So context here is key.
No, it's huge. It's huge. And I think we kind of tempered our expectations for this LSU program based off of what we kind of watched in 2020 and what we watched in 2021. So to think, it doesn't matter, the most winning coach in college football right now, most winning coach in Notre Dame history, coming into town, I don't think anyone thought, hey, we're going to light Alabama on fire. We're going to get in the SEC championship year 1, especially, like you said, watching that game and kind of looking at that box score from that game. Josh Williams got 1 carry in that game. Harold Perkins had 1 tackle in that game. It's just so many things you just had to find out about this football team. Emory Jones wasn't playing right tackle. Just all the stuff you kind of go through the growing pains of during the season and figure out how you pay your best man in football. It's just hard to find out in the season opener. And I think Coach Kelly, you have to tip your cap to what he's done this season, putting the players in the best position to play with a quarterback who really wasn't lighting the world on fire and finding out what gets him going and what he does well. Coach Kelly's done a phenomenal job in year one. It's totally over-exceeded expectations.
5-minute drive for Ole Miss. They go the length of the field and score a touchdown to go 24-17 about midway through the third quarter. Jeremy, I don't know who's going to win this game. I can just tell you that Ole Miss has been much the best so far. They have looked like the better coached football team. They have looked like the better executing football team. And Alabama just ripped Jackson Dart's helmet off. Just not a face mask where you grab and release. They literally yanked the guy's helmet all the way off. Now you have to grab and hold and pull to get a helmet off of a grown man like that, and they did. What are you doing?
Third, was it that? I heard it was 3rd and 15.
It may have been. I don't know. I was paying attention over here, but I saw the replay. It's like you didn't think to maybe let go. You didn't think.
I guess
once
he got his money's worth.
I guess
if you're gonna grab it, you may as well just try to break his neck. I guess that's what I thought they were gonna review that. Like that looked like something that should be reviewed. Maybe I guess you have to do forcible. That's not forcible contact to the head or neck area. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
He literally ripped his helmet right off. All right, we got Wayne from New Iberia back. Wayne, welcome into the show.
Hi, Charles.
Hey, Wayne.
Charles, I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay, LSU got one full conference game against Arkansas.
Against A&M.
But if Ole Miss, the Rebels would happen to win the game, does LSU still hold a tiebreaker over LSU and Alabama?
Yeah, they hold a tiebreaker because if Ole Miss wins, Alabama was eliminated when LSU won today.
Right.
So there's no three-way tiebreaker possible anymore. So this is just a two-way tiebreaker. LSU holds a tiebreaker with Ole Miss, whether it be with each team with one loss or each team with two losses. So just think of it like that. Alabama was eliminated. They're playing like it. And if LSU and Ole Miss end up with the same number of losses, be that one or two, then LSU holds a tiebreaker. And by the way, they have 2 games left in the conference after today, and LSU only has one. One of those games is their next game is at Arkansas, okay, which I think is it's a competitive game. Ole Miss will be favored there, and then the Egg Bowl, where anything can happen against Mississippi State. We'll take a break. 499-9898 is the number to call on the LaBerge hotline. Ziegel 98.1 Game Day.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
When I was a boy,
I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Eagle 98.1.
Protect your home with dependable roof repair and service. GarciaDidMyRoof.com.
WTGL and HD1 Baton Rouge.
Eagle 98.1 Game Day continues. LSU wins it by a score of 13-10. Ole Miss holding a 7-point lead. We're just a little bit past the halfway mark in the third quarter. They lead at 24-17. Alabama has a drive. They have moved onto the Rebel side of the field. 499-9898 is the number on the LaBerge hotline. Jake is in Ville Platte. Jake, welcome into the show.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, Jake.
Before I ask my question again, my comment to all those who thought Brian Kelly was the worst hire ever, I got two words for you, and it rhymes with tuck it. My first question is this. What is the running back Williams classification?
He's okay, he is a senior, but he is, I don't know. I'm sorry, he's a junior. He's a junior.
Okay.
And he's got a COVID year left. The COVID year throws everything off. So if you're asking me how much eligibility he's got left, I think it's 3 years. I think.
I asked that because my mom was always saying during the game, the Saints need to sign him. The Saints need to sign him. So, but my other comment is this: Harold Perkins should run for mayor of Baton Rouge right now, and he would win in a landslide. What a game he had today! I mean, he just totally took the defense and said, "You know what? We're going after these guys. I will do it myself if I have to." I got to say, he gets my game ball.
He gets every game ball, Jake. It was an unbelievable, dominating performance, the likes that you don't really see very often, if ever, from a defensive player. Josh Williams played in 2021 and 22, so the 20 year does not count against him. So he's got this year and two more if he wants them. Craig is in New Iberia. Craig, welcome into the show.
Hey guys, talking about Harold Perkins, I mean, the previous caller, really, explained, his, what he thought about. I mean, I just want to ask a question. And I've been watching LSU football, and I've seen some good linebackers. I mean, there was Virg Ellsbury, Michael Brooks, Dennis White, Brady James, Trev Falk. Have y'all ever, in your recollection of LSU football, ever seen a true freshman do what this guy has done?
Not really. And Brooks was great as a freshman, as I remember it, and a different position, but Tyrann Mathieu was great as a freshman. Derek Stingley maybe didn't make as many plays, but he had a great freshman year because they quit throwing at him at some point. I'll go ahead and set this. The highest drafted LSU linebacker ever, I'm doing this out of my head, I'm pretty sure I'm right, was Eric Hill. He went with he was either the 9th or the 10th pick.
Devin White?
I'm sorry, Devin White. Okay. Yeah. Devin White went with the 5th pick, and Eric Hill went with the 9th pick. Okay. So somewhere in there. Top 10 pick. Yeah, I mean, sure. It's depending on what teams need that year. Yeah. Devin White was 5. Eric Hill was 9 or 10. Those are your 2 top 10 linebackers, and I believe Brooks would have been had he not torn up his knee. Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, no, he's special, man. I haven't seen a freshman play to this level, really, on defense at LSU ever. It's absolutely incredible what he's doing, his impact. And I was calling for it early in the season. I'm like, why is this kid not on the field? Why is he not on the field? I think everyone in the country knows he deserves to be on the field. He's earned that right, and to think that he's a freshman now and he can only get better from here is just absolutely scary for SEC defenses. You're going to have an answer for him. It's a shame that sorry, not trying to give anything away here, but no one chips that guy. No one tries to double team that guy. You just got to leave him one-on-one. It's going to be a nightmare for you. So, yeah, you got to tip your cap to Harold.
He's a nightmare because you don't know. They can line him up so many different plays. I mean, they went back and looked at the film. I want to say he spent some 15 maybe 20 snaps playing the nickel.
Yeah, you got last week. You got a pass breakup today playing nickelback.
I don't know how many he played today. I'm talking about last week. But yeah, I mean, literally they can do so many things with him. Jules is in Abbeville. Jules, welcome into the show.
Great win by the Tigers today. And let's see, a lot of penalties. Jeremy, tell Emery to carry that ball in the left hand when he's running down the left hand of the sideline. Switch it over. And John Rice is giving Tulane fits. And LSU basketball is starting, Charlie. I got to go. Bye.
Okay. Wow. They are. I watched the game the other night. They got some work to do, but there's some talent out there as well. I thought the penalties were reasonable today. They had 44 yards in penalties. I can live with that number. 7 penalties for 44 yards. Not the best, not the worst. That wasn't the big detractor today. The 2 turnovers hurt for sure. Ron is in Baton Rouge. Ron, welcome into the show.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Did I ask anything about recruiting?
You can. I'll do my best to see if I can answer it.
Do you have a special time? You have a recruiting section on your radio shows?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do you have a special time set aside for recruiting on your shows?
Yeah, we do. We do a recruiting segment in the pregame show every week with Shay Dixon. I don't have next week's log yet, but if you listen to the pregame show, we do a whole segment just on recruiting. But if you got a specific question, I'll do my best. I listen when Shay talks, so I'll do my best.
Could you give me about the 4 players that are still out there?
Players that are still out there. Okay, that's a good question. I can tell you that Desmond Ricks is probably the best player left on their board. He's the cornerback from he's at IMG, and he's a 5-star. He was he at the Alabama game, or was he at the Ole Miss game? He was at the
Alabama game.
Okay, he's at the Alabama game. Yeah. I would say he's the top guy that is left on LSU's board. They have 25 players committed right now, but the caps no longer apply. So. Yep. I would tell you that he's definitely the top guy, I would say, that is remaining on their board. And after that, there's probably only, I'm going to say 2 or 3 more spots left. They're going to sign, Shay says, somewhere around 30, 29, 30, so something like that. But I'll tell you that Ricks is the best guy left on their board. 499-9898 is the number to call on the LaBerge hotline. Richard is in Sunset. Richard, welcome in the show.
Hello, how you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
I think LSU fans got used to 2019. We need to just sit back and relax a little bit. Of Coach Kelly's doing a fine job with these young men. I think we got a lot of progress from what we did last year and year before last. And I think it's kind of like a pot of gumbo. The longer you cook it, the better it gets.
Well, I certainly hope that's the case here, and I think it has been so far this year. Listen, 2019 needs to be put in a glass case somewhere. 2019 was the perfect football season. You know, they've been playing football at LSU for 125 years. They never had a season that good before. They haven't had one since, and the chances are that they'll never have another one quite that good. And the reason I say that is nobody's ever had one quite that good. And we went through all of the, statistical stuff and all the ranked teams and all of the awards they got. But, I mean, I don't know how much better you can do than that. That will probably never be duplicated. A Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, an undefeated season, a national championship an hour away from your campus, 2 wide receivers that within a year and a half in the NFL were among the 2 or 3, 4 best receivers in the NFL, 21 guys drafted out of the starting lineup. I mean, that's utopia. That's one of those ones. I mean, I was flipping through the channels the other day and stumbled upon Hoosiers, which is always going to get 10 minutes of my time if I flip. And I caught it at the end, where he makes the shot and they're fading out, and there's the picture in the gym of the team, and it says Indiana State champions. Okay, well, it's a little bit more decorative than that, but go over to the LSU football building and you'll see plenty of mementos of the 2019 season. Listen, striving for that is wonderful, but if you never get back there again, just know that almost nobody did, and maybe nobody did. It's the best team ever.
Yeah, you're
not the best team here ever. It's the best team ever.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything like that. And I think seeing what those guys are doing on Sunday now, it just kind of doubles down on kind of what they all had on that one team and that offense. Anytime you got the Biletnikoff winner, the Heisman winner, you got a Thorpe winner on that team. It's just absolutely insane what they did. And actually the journey that they took, beating all those top 10 teams on their ways, it could be different if they're in that Pac-12 and running up those wins and kind of being that Big Ten sleepy schedule. But going through the teeth of the SEC, taking down Bama, taking out Georgia, the great Oklahoma Lincoln Riley offense, and, best quarterback ever, Trevor Lawrence. You beat all those teams and do it in a dominant fashion that they did. Yeah, that's kind of why we just bring up 2019. You want to talk trash about LSU? What about 2019? Do you remember that? That happened.
Bryce Young with a touchdown pass with 1:23 to go in the third quarter. The extra point is up and good. And so with 1:23 to go in the third, Alabama and Ole Miss are tied at 24. If Alabama wins this game, LSU will clinch a spot in the SEC championship game. We'll take a break and be back. LSU wins it by a score of 13-10. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabrielle Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing.
I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at Running Boards Marketing.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. So we're ticking down the last few seconds of the third quarter. We're going to go to the fourth. Ole Miss is looking at 3rd and 11 from their own 24-yard line. Tie ball game, 24 apiece, going to the fourth quarter. Again, we're watching this. Could have LSU in the championship game inside of an hour. In the meantime, let's go back to the phone lines. 499-9898 is the number to call on the LaBerge hotline. Richard is in Sunset. Richard, welcome into the show. Oh, we took Richard. All right. Jack's in Baton Rouge. Jack, welcome into the show. Jack. Okay. Next. Okay. All right, let me let my call screener recoup here a little bit. You said during the break, Bryce Young ain't losing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Looking at the yardstick here, and Bryce Young is great. No argument there. This game has been sided towards Ole Miss. They've had, let's see. Well, Alabama tightened it up a little bit with that last drive. At the beginning of that last drive, Ole Miss had 8 more first downs and 120 more yards. Now it's 4 more first downs and another 60 yards. Alabama stayed off the penalties, not as bad today, 4 for 45 yards. Each team's turned the ball over one time. Ole Miss 7 out of 11 on 3rd down. So that's not the Alabama defense that we're used to, but I mean, again, we talked about last week that's just this year. Bryce Young in the game so far, 19 of 27, 194 yards, 3 touchdowns, and as a team, Alabama's only run for 64 yards. They're running for less than 3 yards a carry. So when you say that Bryce Young is carrying Alabama, he's carrying Alabama. I mean, there's no running game to speak of. Jamar Gibbs has 6 carries for 3 yards today. They have no running. McClellan's got 42 yards, but I mean, it's nothing to get in a tizzy about. The defense, I just told you, has allowed over 300 yards through 3 quarters. They're allowing Ole Miss to recoup on third down at 7 out of 11. Bryce Young has this team on his back. I would have never figured that Alabama would have had to have one guy carry him that way. But, I mean, without Bryce Young, Alabama's a 500 football team.
Yeah.
And
I was going to be a little more generous. I'll say 5 losses, but yeah, you could go to 6. Yeah, they definitely lose to Texas.
The Texas A&M game.
Yep.
That's not fair because they played without him in that game and they won. So that's not fair. Let me. Your prediction is actually better. So 7-5, but without him, my goodness. There's just no.
I think you get blown out by LSU. He literally put the team on his back in that fourth quarter. And like to score, he had to score every possession to give them a chance, and he did it. He did that Jordan moment play where you make 3 guys miss and you find the open receiver. He continues to drive down, get him in field goal range, kick the field goal, score in overtime. Like, he's special, man, and he's doing it again against this Ole Miss team where, like you said, they started this game out. I mean, you're joking coming in like, hey, the Ole Miss may not storm the field because Alabama is so bad. So, Bryce changed that around really quick. And if like you said, like when you're playing as well as Ole Miss did in that first half and the team is a 1 possession away, that's a bad feeling because in that fourth quarter it's going to be very hard to keep them off of you, and Bryce is going to do Bryce things, and I just don't see how Jackson Dart edges him out in this game. I think Bryce is going to make the plays he needs to make. And I'm not saying they're going to win by double digits or, blow them off the field, but they're going to find a way to win this game.
Well, Jackson Dart may not by himself, but unlike Bryce Young, Jackson Dart's had some help. Ole Miss's run for 146 yards today. They've more than doubled Alabama's rushing yardage, and Judkins, who is a strong back, has 81 yards today and 2 touchdowns on the ground. 499-9898 is the number to call on the LaBerge hotline. Z is in Baton Rouge. Z, welcome into the show.
On the day.
Hey, Z, go ahead.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
I'm great.
Look, I just got a couple questions. To me, what won the game was LSU's defense, especially that Perkins.
No argument.
Because I don't think who was giving the plays in for LSU on offense was doing a pretty good job because they thought they had it made because that Reynolds dude didn't start. So I don't know. It just looks like both the offense and the coaches believed all that crap they heard during the week.
I don't know.
That's my opinion. What is your opinion?
Something happened. My opinion is I don't know exactly what the game plan looked like going in. All I know is that it went in the dumper as soon as they turned the ball over twice in the first 3 drives because I think the quarterback's confidence was shaken at that point. And like I told Jeremy earlier, I don't know how many deep shots LSU might have called or how many plays to the tight end they might have called or how many quick hitters they might have called that Daniels just ate the football because after those 2 turnovers, I thought he was unnerved, and you watched him back there hole the ball. He was sacked 7 times tonight. Jeremy, how many of those times would he have thrown the ball in the game against Florida or the game against Ole Miss or the game against Alabama when he was in a rhythm and he was playing with confidence and he was, leading receivers out of their breaks and doing all those things that they had asked him to do, and he had gotten to that point, and then he turned the ball over twice and he didn't look like the same guy anymore.
Yeah. No, I totally agree because, look at that first drive. They were moving the ball down the field. I know that big, run on third down helped a ton, but he seemed just to be a lot more confident. And then I think after that fumble, it just went back to the Auburn game or some points early in the season where you just really were scared to kind of let the ball go and put it in harm's way a little bit. And I think, even the one that the interception he did, that wasn't like a one where you're just throwing it up to the safety, double cover, triple coverage. Like I think the ball may have slipped out of his hand there because you had a wide open receiver right there in front of him, and I don't know how it ended up going that way.
The one Kayshawn was in the middle of the end zone, is that the one you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the one he threw the interception on the
on the interception. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the one where Boutte is open in the end zone.
He just didn't put enough arc on that. You got to put that over. The same 30 saw Bryce Young just make.
And the guy got a hand on it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not the easiest throw in the world, but the guy was open. The intention was to go down the field at that point. But, yes, defense won the game, of course. Howard is in Hammond. Howard, welcome into the show.
Hey, guys. How y'all today?
Good, Howard.
Just want to say I thought it was a good win for LSU, but I wanted to say something about all the accolades you're giving to Bryce Young. I think he is a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. The guy's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's got plenty of good stats. The thing that makes him special is while he's scrambling, he keeps his eyes downfield. And last week against Alabama, the last touchdown they got, if LSU would have stuck to the game plan and kept their guys on the receivers, that would have never happened. We would have won that game a little bit better. Win's a win. But I guess my bottom line is Coach Kelly has done a fantastic job with this squad this year, considering what we've looked at the last couple of years. And you're right, 2019 should be put in a glass case somewhere. But that's just what I wanted to say. I think, our guys are going to do all right. I don't know what we got coming back next year, but I'm really looking forward to next year. So y'all have a good day and go LSU.
I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks from now. Next week, not nearly as much. Hey, look, they've done a great job, and nobody's going to say that today's game was everything they aspire to or how they want to win games. This was just one of those get in there and get it, get the win, and get out. I'll beat this drum probably most of the week because I don't know if I'm going to get any pushback on it, but I think that the game plan was significantly different before they turned the ball over twice, and that changed everything.
Yeah, it definitely did.
All right, Alabama's in the red zone. Second down and goal to go. 11:50 to go. Tie ball game. 24 apiece. Second and goal from the 5, and we got a timeout for an Ole Miss injury. So we will take a timeout too. LSU wins it by a score of 13-10. Ziegel 98.1 Game Day.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I got Kohl's Cash and all my kids' favorites, like Marble Must-Have starting at $11.99, Squishmallows for $25 and under, a Fisher-Price Dreamhouse for $49.99, and found so much more while saving $10 off every $25 I spend, plus an extra 20% off. More gifts, more savings, more reasons to get to Kohl's. Select styles, $10 off, $25 offer ends November 12th, 20% offer ends November 19th. Toys, coupons not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day continues. LSU wins it by a score of 13-10. Tigers on the cusp. If Alabama can win this game, they are playing goal to go right now in Oxford in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter. Let's give you a nighttime version of Otter Locks. We went real early this morning, so we let Jimmy sleep in a little bit. But we're ready. We're ready for the nighttime window. Jimmy, good evening. How are you?
Damn, Charlie, I've been waiting for 7 hours for you to call me.
I know. We meant to call you in pregame. We just forgot. You know, we got some donuts and we just went to breakfast. We forgot all about them.
But you missed some treats, man. We've been hot early on.
Yeah,
hot early.
It's been a pretty good day overall. Real quick before we get to the picks and the games, just your thoughts on LSU's win today.
Charlie, I mean, did they look great? I mean, it was sluggish. But Pittman, making a change at quarterback gave Arkansas a chance because, the other kid playing, he's a wide receiver playing quarterback, and LSU's got the best spy in the country, and they had zero chance of scoring, zero chance of doing anything until he put a guy back there who's going to make some mistakes, but just throw it and make some plays too. And all of a sudden, a brutally tough spot. How many times did we talk about this as a brutally tough spot for LSU? They had about half of their normal game in a tank, and because Jefferson couldn't play, because they finally, they kept the wide receiver / quarterback in there too long, and just maybe enough before that backup could come in and really put pressure on LSU. LSU was on the ropes, and hey, look, Notre Dame. Big emotional win, -17. They win by 3. LSU, big emotional win. Favors by anywhere from 3.5 to 5, win by 3. Liberty, nice win at Arkansas, -13. Lose the game outright, and we got one more to go. Georgia at Starkville later tonight.
All right, Alabama playing third down and goal. I want to get this play in before we get to the nighttime schedule. 11:27 to go in the game.
Nope.
Third and goal from the 5, and it's incomplete. Okay, yeah, you're a little bit ahead of me. All right, let's talk about your favorite plays on the night card. Starting with start wherever you want. 6 o'clock game's coming in about 30 minutes.
Where we just talk about, Charlie. I mean, one thing's a given is you cannot use, and I think that Georgia had a little emotion in their tank last week. They were great against Tennessee. The crowd was great. They had 7 pre-snap penalties on Tennessee in the game in Athens last week. This is a team that early in the season against Oregon, top 10 matchup, 49-3. Last week against Tennessee, they beat them much worse than the final score indicates. But then we've seen them be down double digits in Columbia, Missouri in the fourth quarter, struggling to beat Kent State in a rent-a-win spot. I think it's an exhale spot. I love Mississippi State tonight. plus the 17.
That's a 6 o'clock kickoff. What else? Washington and Oregon. Be points aplenty in that game for sure. Oregon trying to stick around.
Yeah, and I think even more than that. I think they score more than the low 70s where it is. Bo Nix, keep him away from the SEC. He's been lights out, man. He's been really good. And I think this is a little bit better than Washington. Washington looks so good, but you remember what Michigan State was when they beat them earlier in the year, and they beat them handily? Michigan State was 11 in the country.
Yeah.
Okay? So, over 11th ranked team, they beat them so bad. They're this good. No, they weren't quite that good. They went to UCLA, and they got a couple of garbage time touchdowns there to make it respectable, but they got blown out at UCLA. Washington's not as good. Oregon's getting better and better. And, give Bo Nix credit. He may not be any good in the SEC, but he's damn good in the Pac-12.
By the way, Alabama kicks a short field goal, so they go up 3, 27-24. TCU going to Texas. They are 9-0. Texas is 6-3, and Texas is still a 7.5-point favorite. This is the biggest ever favorite with 3 losses against a team undefeated at 9-0 in the history of college football. There's never been a favorite this big. So you tell me why.
Charlie, we talk about you don't think KJ Jefferson made a difference today, not being in the game for Arkansas?
Huge.
Okay. I mean, we talk about other quarterbacks as well. But the one thing I know a wide receiver that's real important to their offense, and that's Quentin Johnson. Try and see. It's all about Quentin Johnson if he's playing or not. If he's playing, hey, I'm on him. I'm taking those points. The thing about Texas too, Charlie, they're good. They play with teams but minus when Dillon Gabriel was out against Oklahoma, they're not a team that kind of runs away from you. That's why Texas Tech, they had a chance to put them away, but they kept them hanging around and they got burned. Same thing in Stillwater against Oklahoma. They're just a team that doesn't run away. But it's all on Quentin Johnson. He's not playing. I'm not playing TCU. If he is, it makes all the difference in the world to me.
Well, I'm looking. They're still saying game time decision. Hang on. This is 1 hour ago. It says that Quentin Johnson is available. According to
Charlie, here's where our apps come into play.
Yeah.
Where we always had to, place our bet in before they kick. Now with the apps right now, you can see the kickoff, get the sideline reporter, just monitor it, and see if he's playing or not.
Okay.
Because we've seen some flat-out games being played as far as availability for quarterbacks in college football, and we talked about them a lot. Whether it's Sanders at Oklahoma State or Jefferson against Mississippi State and today, Dillon Gabriel against Texas and Dallas, dressing these guys out, warming them up, and not playing. So why rush it when you don't have to and just use the apps?
All right, so here's what I got. Texas's SB Nation site is quoting Sonny Dykes is saying that Johnson will play against Texas.
Okay.
So now is he close to is he fully healthy? I don't know, but according to that, he's going to play.
Of course he's not, but I'll take
right.
80% whatever I can get out of that guy, man. He is great, man.
Right.
He is good.
All right, last one. Texas A&M and Auburn. The loser leaves town match, like the old Mid-South wrestling. The loser's not going to a bowl game. Probably the winner isn't either. But Cadillac Williams gave Auburn a little bit of a shot in the arm last week in the second half. They came up short, but they were playing. They were playing with some life last week.
No doubt. They were on the verge of getting blown out. It's like 20-0 or 20-3, and and then they just start playing with a little heart. Start playing, and then quit. And they went on one little flurry. And the quarterback is another one of these really good runners at quarterback. The running. But he has made some plays recently. And so, he's a little bit dangerous and not just a typical guy that can't make any plays with his arm. He's just inconsistent. And then it's against A&M, who had the flu. So I want to take the team that was on the flu last week, like Southern Miss, who I like tonight, and come back where they're at full strength, where their final score was misleading last week against Florida. But then I also want to take the team that's on both teams are on the losing streak. Both teams are going to have a losing season, but one team all of a sudden has a spark that the other team does not have. So, and Cadillac Williams in a interim role, they played hard because they were on the ropes to get blown out last week in Starkville.
All right, you say you like Southern Miss. Anything else before we let you run?
Hawaii, Charlie.
Hawaii.
Listen, bailout special, 10 o'clock kickoff. You know, we're going to get this one on. Next week's picks are absolutely free at Rapino.
You know what? No television. No television for that one. And then we got what? You got the NFL. You got the Bucks and the Seagulls tomorrow from Germany. So you just go right from Hawaii right to Germany. You don't even have to stop.
Yeah, Hawaii to Germany, boy. Where man, where's the old Fred Hickman? We had to dial up the score phone.
Oh, God rest his soul. God rest his soul. We lost him this week.
But you tell me who you like on that one, Charlie, because a lot of the public action is on Seattle, but some pro action is on Tampa Bay. Well, I'm usually on the pro action, but Seattle, I see my eyes. Seattle's better than Tampa Bay this year. Actually, Geno Smith is playing better than Tom Brady this year, and so it's a really tough spot. I do not know. Have a great feel on that game either way.
I'm going to take the points. I know it's only 2.5, but I'll take whatever I can get here. I went against Geno Smith last week and got burned for it. I'm going to take the Seagulls tomorrow in Germany. Who's bringing us Otter Locks?
Lofton Staffing Services. They match hard workers with the most sought after employers. So Lofton, you're more than just another employee. Lofton cares about your interests and will match you with a company that needs your skills. Complete an application, schedule an interview, even browse jobs at lofton.jobs. Lofton Staffing Services. We've put people to work since 1979. Lofton Staffing Services, 924-0200 and lofton.jobs.
All right.
Gotta go check the line.
Magnolia Bluffs football Sunday at 10 o'clock tomorrow. You and Roe will get it kicked off tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right. Alabama gets a 3-and-out, so they'll get the ball back. Alabama has the ball and the lead inside of 10 minutes in Oxford, 27-24. Tulane has scored to cut the UCF lead to 31-24. That is about 11.5 minutes to go in regulation at Yeoman Stadium. We'll take a break. 499-9898 is the number to call. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
Enter now for a chance to win a catch and cook fishing experience from the Louisiana Charter Boat Association with me, Chef Jay Ducote, winner of Beat Bobby Flay. Register now at gocatch.com. That's GEAUX catch.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
East Nugget, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Eagle 98.1.
Eagle 98.1 game day. All right, LSU won the game. They won 13-10. It wasn't pretty. They're great on defense. Struggled on offense. Harold Perkins is all world. Okay, we're moving on because what's got our attention right now is this Alabama Ole Miss game. So this is sort of like bonus coverage. Ordinarily, on a normal day we'd be done by now, but we're gonna hang around here for a little bit. You want to hang with us? Give us a call if you want. But we're gonna kind of look between us, the producers, everybody. We're all watching Ole Miss, so let's watch together, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do it.
Alabama had to punt the ball back to Ole Miss. You got 7.5 minutes to go. 27-24 Alabama, and Ole Miss is now in Alabama territory at the 43-yard line, first down. And they're not going to make a whole lot about a couple yards with that one. Jeremy, Ole Miss has moved the football pretty consistently against Alabama today. I'm sorry, my heart's kind of, telling me that Alabama will pull this out because they're Alabama, but Ole Miss has played better today. Yeah. I mean, it just from what I've watched, I have not watched every play intently because we've been doing the show, but just from what I've seen, Ole Miss has outplayed them today.
Yeah, it's just a different form of Bama, and I think everyone this last 10 or 12-year stretch for them, it's just you kind of walk into the season and they're going to play just a dominant brand of football. Their defense is going to be so hard to score on their defense. Their offense is, whether they're running the ball at Eddie Lacy or Trent Richardson, they're going to run down the throat. Or if they're spreading it out with Tua, Mac Jones, and Bryce, they're going to spread it out and just go up and down the field on you. This team has just not been playing to that level, and they're doing things that Alabama normally doesn't do and have bonehead turnovers, just not executing at a high level. And this is a team that I think a lot of college teams would love to play. And everyone says we want Bama. This is the Bama that probably everyone wants because it's just not the level.
They don't mean it.
Yeah, I think they mean it now.
They might mean it. Might mean it this year. Meanwhile, over in, and there's a ball knocked down, so it's going to be fourth down for Ole Miss here. Fourth down and 8, 6.5 minutes to go. UCF on a 4th down and 1 deep in their own territory, inside their own 30, went for it. They're holding a touchdown lead over Tulane right now, 31-24 with 8.5 minutes to go in regulation. And they get they throw a deep ball and get a defensive holding penalty Here's the 4th down, Jackson Dart, and he's not going to get there.
No,
all right.
That's a bad call.
Alabama. Wow, I can't believe he didn't get the ball off. So Alabama's going to take over on downs up at the 45-yard. I'm not doing play-by-play because we're not technically allowed to do that. So I have to tell you what's happening after the fact. No, I don't mean to leave anybody hanging here, but if I start doing play-by-play, we're going to get fined. So I'm just going to have to tell you after it's over with. It was a straight drop back, nothing fancy there, Jeremy, on a 4th down and 8. And
I don't like that. I don't like that call from Lane. It's too far. It's 4th and 8.
6.5 minutes to go. You can still punt and play field position.
Yeah, I would still play that. You just got a quick stop on Alabama. They're not really running the ball that well. I punt them and try to pin them deep and see if you can get a stop, and then they punt it back to you. Now you're playing with the short field. Now Bama can score a touchdown and put this game away. And that's the only thing why I don't like it. Now, if they drive the ball 90 yards and score, then you deserve to lose. But just giving them this short field, now if they kick a field goal, you got to get a touchdown. I don't know if I love it on 4th and 8. If it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, maybe, but 4th and 8, I just don't love that call.
They give the ball to McClellan on 1st down for a couple. He's been the workhorse today. It has not been Jamar Gibbs. And I don't know if Gibbs is injured or anything, but he's only got 6 carries. They have gone to McClellan mostly in this game, and he gets a couple of yards, and we're down underneath 6 minutes. Again, the significance here. Alabama wins this game, and LSU clinches a spot in the SEC championship game. And, boy, I tell you what, it pains me to and on 2nd down, they get a yard. Let's make sure I'm staying behind here. The game, again, if Alabama wins, LSU clinches. Now, if Alabama loses, doesn't mean LSU's still not able to clinch. They beat Texas A&M and they're in. Or if Ole Miss were to lose another game. Here's where Bryce Young has to be Bryce Young on a 3rd down and 6 with 5 minutes to go in a 1-score game on the road in the Southeastern Conference. He's got to make a play here. And I'll tell you what happens in just a second is that Bryce Young made a play and got a 1st down, and there's a penalty in the secondary. Young ran for the 1st down as a penalty in the secondary. Jeremy, we spoke the whole week about LSU having the letdown and having to go on the road and play Arkansas. But LSU didn't have to go on the road and play a team as good as Ole Miss. Alabama had all the things that LSU had, the great emotion of the game, except they lost. Yeah. And then they had to go and play. So I don't want to say letdown factor, but the emotional toll on even a team as good as Alabama got to be something here, right?
No, it's huge. And I think what's the stat? The last time that they played a game in November where it didn't have college football playoff or national championship implications.
2010?
Yeah, it's been, 12-plus years. And so anytime you're dealing with that with these kids that's the reason, that's their whole recruiting pitch. You're going to win a national title. There hasn't been a guy play here 4 years and not have a national title. And or a lot of these cases for Bryce Young, I think for a lot of Bama fans, to me, he's the best I've seen. You go to A.J. McCarron, McElroy, whoever you want to name, Mac Jones.
Tua is your comp here.
I would take Bryce over Tua. If you gave Bryce, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, what do you think that would look like? So I think Bryce is the best. And so for him not to – I know he made it last year, but to fall short of that, I think for Alabama, that's a huge emotional letdown. And then now you got a hungry Ole Miss team who actually can get to the SEC title game. It's a tough environment for them, but I think starting out as flat as they did to be in this point in the game up 3 or a chance to seal it, you got to give credit. As much as I don't want to give Bama credit, you got to give them credit for kind of
this is a stretch for me. Okay, actually pulling for them, but I've got hard and fast rules. You root for Alabama in 2 instances, only. Number 1, if it benefits LSU. Number 2, if you got money on them. Okay,
yeah.
And the second part rarely happens. It's just dirty money,
Yeah, definitely.
Not
dirty.
to mention that the spreads are always crazy. They got an offside penalty on Ole Miss, so they're playing 1st down and 5. Meanwhile, UCF with a drive, they are down inside the Tulane 25-yard line with a 1st down. UCF holding a 7-point lead, 7 minutes to go at Yeoman Stadium, and the clock is moving. Alabama going to play 2nd down and short. They're down to the 37-yard line of Ole Miss, and they're going to make a 1st down. So Ole Miss has all 3 of their timeouts left. We're going to start to watch the clock now. 3:47 to go in regulation, and the Tide holding a 3-point lead. They may not have been at their absolute best today, Jeremy, but they have put themselves in a position to win this game. And if they do, LSU's going to the SEC championship game. Okay. 34-yard line is the line of scrimmage. First down for Alabama. 3:15 to go, and the clock is moving. And there's
got to stay in bounds.
You got to stay in bounds, man. Alabama decides to put the ball in the air. They trust Bryce Young there. They're throwing the ball on first down. Aggressive play call. Now, it's a short pass, and they absolutely have all the confidence in the world in Bryce Young to make that throw. It's not a hard throw, but you got to have the courage to call that play. They did, but got out of bounds, so it stops the clock momentarily, and now the clock will start again.
That's weird. I guess I don't know the college rules. I thought after 5 minutes you go out of bounds, the clock stops. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I did too. I fully expected that clock to stop. I'm not gonna complain here. All right, so on second down they run the football. They don't get it, so it's going to be a third down, and we're going to call it 7. 2.5 minutes to go, and I think Ole Miss is going to call their first time out here. So, Jeremy, they don't even have to score here. If they get a first down, Ole Miss has got 2 timeouts left. If they get a first down on the next play, and not quite, Ole Miss would call that timeout. Then you'd run a play. It would be close.
Yeah.
It would. They
wouldn't have much time.
No, they would not. They would not. They're going to take a break. We're going to take it as well. When we come back, we'll give you the end of Alabama and Ole Miss, the end of Tulane and UCF. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women, women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Eagle 98.1.
All right, here we go. Alabama had to kick the field goal, 30-24, inside of 2 minutes, and Ole Miss has just broke off a long run into Alabama territory inside the 35-yard, inside the 31-yard line. They're going to play first down. A touchdown wins it for Ole Miss. We're inside a minute 45. They're inside the 30-yard line right now. Long run. Again, the kind you don't expect to see Alabama give up. The 28-yard line is the line of scrimmage for Ole Miss, and they're going to get another first down. And inside
the 10?
Inside the 15. Minute 25 to go. You would expect that the Alabama defense in most cases would be up to the task here, but so far Ole Miss is going through them pretty quick. Ole Miss still got 2 timeouts to go. They're playing 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line with a minute 10 to go, and they're going to throw one toward the end zone, but they get a miscommunication, so that is way out. That's way. What do you?
Why are you snapping it with 25 seconds on the play clock if you're Ole Miss? Let the clock run down. If you score a touchdown right there, now you're giving the ball back to Bryce with a minute 20, 2 timeouts. Like the play clock, it's just Les Miles play clock manager that it just drives me crazy. It grinds my gears. That's what it does.
LSU was doing that a little bit today too when they were trying to get rid of the get rid of the clock, and we're snapping it with a bunch. Yeah, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line, and Dart is tackled trying to scramble up the middle. So now inside of a minute, 3rd down and 10 for Ole Miss. UCF's on the 1-yard line up for Tulane. They're up 7, trying to put that game away. Not a single seat filled in Oxford, Mississippi right now because everybody is standing up. Did Alabama take the timeout here? Or did Ole Miss take the timeout here?
I would assume Ole Miss to stop the clock.
I would think so too. Central Florida gets in, so they're going to go up 2 scores with 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes to go at Yeoman Stadium in what has been a very eventful second half. All right, so let's set it again. 3rd down and 10. They reset the clock to a minute 2. Lane Kiffin looks strange with a wool cap on, don't you think?
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, it's a little chilly in Oxford.
I bet it is. That's not usually Lane's look. Lane's a visor guy, right?
Yeah,
so he's got the wool cap. Are you trying to get half of it here? Or are you going in the end zone from the 14 on 3rd and 10?
I just take what they give me. If they're dropping everyone back, I'll take what they give me. You still got 4th down to play. Maybe a guy makes someone miss.
All right, empty backfield, and Dart is sacked again. He's sacked way back at the 20-yard line. So here's your season, LSU fans. Well, I'll say here's your season. Here's Atlanta. It's 4th in Atlanta.
Yeah, there you go.
4th in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's all the way back at the 20-yard line. They need the 4 for a first down.
Let's see if you had anyone here.
We're catching the end zone view.
You got to
here.
take that. You got to take that.
He had a check down. That guy would have got probably down about the 8 or the 7.
You got to take that.
Yeah, that beats the hell out of going all the way back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, man. Bad quarterback.
Okay, here's what it comes down to. Alabama 30, Ole Miss 24, 4th and 16 from the Alabama 20 for Ole Miss with 53 seconds to go. They've taken their second timeout. Not that matters greatly anymore, but if they were to get a first down, it would matter a little bit. If Alabama gets a stop here, they're going to be able to kneel the clock out. Now, and LSU's going to Atlanta. All right, they're back out on the field. We'll just let you know what happened. Dart thrown into the end zone, and it is incomplete. No flags. See you in Atlanta, boys. Where's Moscona's whiskey?
They did it. Oh,
where's Moscona's whiskey?
Hey, at least Ole Miss covered, right?
I don't even care. I don't even care. Let's look at this last play again, Jeremy. He's trying to hit a post route here. No separation there at all. Alabama had that well covered. So that'll do it. Unless Joe Pisarcik is sitting in the stadium somewhere. You know who Joe Pisarcik is?
No idea.
Joe Pisarcik is the reason that you have victory formation now.
Okay.
Joe Pisarcik was a backup quarterback for the Giants back in the 70s, and he was going to hand the ball off to run the clock out instead of kneeling it, and he fumbled. And the ball hopped up, and you know who? It was against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, is that the play where Herm he picked it up and took it to the house? I know. I didn't know who the quarterback was, but I remember that Herm play for sure.
Joe Pisarcik, and so that's the reason we have victory formation here, and Alabama's got to snap it one more time. Joe Pisarcik nowhere to be found, and the unlikely has come to fruition as Bryce Young hits a knee. And I can honestly say, Jeremy, I don't know that I have ever in my life wanted Alabama to win a game more than I wanted them to win today. Maybe a couple of Iron Bowls back in the 80s and 90s when LSU would have benefited. But LSU's win today, the 13-10 win over Arkansas, coupled with this now final, Alabama 30, Ole Miss 24. LSU wins the Western Division. They are going to Atlanta to play for the SEC championship, most likely against the University of Georgia. LSU clinched before Georgia did.
Yeah, we definitely did.
All right, guys, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. So we still got some stuff to do. We got game balls, we got scoreboard, we got a lot of action tonight, and we got our stat check, all of that still to come here. But the meat and potatoes is this: Tigers are going to Atlanta, baby, to play for the SEC title. This is Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law.
98.1.
Stat Check.
Presented by Luba. Luba, genuine dependability.
Give me the break with Alabama right here. Eagle 98.1 game day.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
Enter now for a chance to win a catch and cook fishing experience from the Louisiana Charter Boat Association with me, Chef Jay Ducote, winner of Beat Bobby Flay. Register now at gocatch.com. That's GEAUX catch.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Eagle 98.1. The Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln College Football Scoreboard. Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln, on air line under the giant American flag.
All right, it's just gone final at Yeoman. Tulane comes up short. UCF wins it 38-31. Pratt threw 3 touchdown passes for Tulane, but it was John Rice Plumlee running for 176 yards for UCF and 2 scores. Again, that game has just gone final. 1 second to go. Boston College is kneeling it out on NC State. 21-20. 1 second to go. They've got to kneel it out, and then that one will be done. Third quarter, South Alabama leads Texas State 17-7, and everything else is still in progress, is just getting started. Georgia, an early touchdown pass from Stetson Bennett to Brock Bowers. Has them up first drive 7-0 on Mississippi State. They're just kicking off in Eugene, Washington, and Oregon, as well as Kansas State and Baylor. 5 minutes into the first quarter, Kansas and Texas Tech are tied at 7. 5 minutes into the first quarter, Colorado State leads Wyoming 7-0. Florida Atlantic leads Florida International 7-0. Earlier finals today. We start with number 3 Michigan beat Nebraska 34-3. Corum had 162 yards and a touchdown. We told you, we sang, we toasted, we danced. Yeah. Alabama beats Ole Miss 30-24. This was a back and forth type game, even though it seemed like Ole Miss was in control. Bryce Young threw 3 touchdown passes on the day for the Crimson Tide, and they get a stop right there at the end, turn Ole Miss away. Number 2 Ohio State beat Indiana 56-14. C.J. Stroud threw 5 touchdown passes today. Number 5 Tennessee beat Missouri 66-24. Hendon Hooker threw for 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. Did I hear Hunt right on the end of the network postgame? I wasn't watching the end of this. That they scored with like 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, putting salt on the wound. Yep, for sure.
Who are you trying to impress? Okay, I've been in Tennessee's corner all year. Okay, seriously, I think Hooker's a terrific player. Heupel's done a great job. But who are you trying to impress up 59-24 scoring? Who you think you fooling?
The committee.
If anybody on the committee falls for that, they put up 60 points. Come on, man, give me a break. Number 10 Clemson beat Louisville 31-16. Number 14 Penn State shut out Maryland 30-0. Number 20 Notre Dame withstood a late charge from Navy 35-32. Navy got 16 points in the fourth quarter. Don't think Notre Dame was ever in danger of losing this game. They had built a sizable lead, but Navy rallied in the fourth quarter. Purdue beat number 21 Illinois 31-24. Vanderbilt gets their first SEC win in 3 years. They beat number 24 Kentucky 24-21. You have thoughts about Mr. Levis?
I don't see it. And losing to Vandy, I'm sure. I want to see the drop force. Now I know it's not just one game.
Yeah,
I guess not. But if you're an SEC quarterback, you got to figure out the way to beat the doors. Like, it's been since my man D. Mason running the show since they got a win in the SEC. But, Kentucky, huge letdown from last year, being a team winning 9 games. So this year, just not what I thought they'd be.
They were trailing most of this game. Kentucky didn't take their first lead until the fourth quarter. So it's not like Vanderbilt just, appeared out of nowhere in the fourth quarter and got some fluke. No, they controlled most of this game. West Virginia beat Oklahoma 23-20. Sooners are now 5-5, 2-5 in Big 12 play. Been a while since Oklahoma had a record that bad. UConn beat Liberty 36-31. Hey, 36-33, excuse me. I know he's not going to get the award, but you remember how bad UConn was last year? We're talking about one of the worst 5 teams in college football, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Give Jim Mora Jr. credit for going in there. He took the job early because he wasn't coaching anywhere last year, so he took the job before last season was over, and he has him bowl eligible.
Yeah,
bowl eligible at UConn from where they were. So he's not going to be National Coach of the Year, but somebody ought to give him a vote at least because he's done a hell of a job. Michigan State beat Rutgers 27-21. Rutgers... significant to some, okay? 4th and 29 with 40 seconds to go, down 27-14. They threw about a 40-yard Hail Mary to the end zone and caught it and covered.
Wow.
Significant to some.
Bad beat for some people out there.
Yeah, well, and significant positively to some, maybe even people you know. Duke beat Virginia Tech 24-7. Pittsburgh beat Virginia 37-7. SMU beat South Florida 41-23. UL Monroe beat Georgia State 31-28. James Madison beat Old Dominion 37-3. It was New Mexico State over Lamar 51-14. Western Kentucky beat Rice 45-10. Arkansas State over UMass 35-33. Houston over Temple 43-36. It was Washington State over Arizona State 28-18. Oklahoma State beat Iowa State 20-14. It was Troy over Army 10-9. Iowa beat Wisconsin 24-10. Minnesota beat Northwestern 31-3. Miami woke up. They beat Georgia Tech 35-14. Air Force over New Mexico 35-3. Marshall over App State 28-21. Middle Tennessee beat Charlotte 24-14. Texas San Antonio beat Louisiana Tech 51-7, and UAB over North Texas 41-21. Again, a lot of games in the night card here. So let's give you. Here's some late scores. Florida going to get bowl eligible when the clock runs out. 4.5 minutes to go. They lead South Carolina 38-6. Anthony Richardson's thrown a couple of touchdown passes for the Gators in that one. South Alabama leads Texas State 17-7. That game is in the third quarter, and that is your college football scoreboard. Today has been fun. It has not been easy. Game Balls is next. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
I am Juliet, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother, and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
Shop 10 new car brands and over 2,000 new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Locations in Lafayette, Broussard, Opelousas, Crowley, and Jennings. Online anytime. Save at Sterling.com.
98.1. Eagle 98.1 Game Day. Game Balls. Presented by WCK Foundation Repair. Support your home team. WCK Foundation Repair.
All right, you first.
Alrighty, here. I always do like I always do. Chris Paul with the Pels, the Hornets, whatever you want to call it, give you the layup. So I'll give you the layup. So I'll take Josh Williams for game ball. 19 carries, 122 yards, 6.4 yards a carry, big time touchdown. And he's just like light and day. I just looked at the Florida State box score. I have one carry in that game and to totally take over that running back room and have some of the games he's had this season. I think it's absolutely incredible. And I think on defense, the linebacker who had the game of the year for himself this year, and that's Greg Penn. I thought he was a tackling machine out there today. Some tackles for losses, saved a touchdown on the play on the edge where Hornsby almost got to the edge. And I thought he played extremely well. So to me, my two games balls, I'm going to go Josh Williams. I'm going to go Greg Penn.
All right, remember last week when we did the Alabama game, I said I have 6?
Yeah.
I have 6 this week again. They all go to Harold Perkins.
Okay. Yeah.
8 tackles, 4 sacks, which I got to go look up and see if that's an LSU record for one game. I think the record in a year is Arden Key at 11.5 or 12.5, something like that. Him and Gabe Northern was right there. So 4 in a game. Maybe Rydell Melanson back.
You have to go back. You have to go back.
I don't remember anybody having 4.
I don't remember Glenn Dorsey. I don't remember anybody doing that.
And I'm gonna go back. The sack masters of the Michael Brooks, Ron Sancho, Rydell Melanson, Gabe Northern. Was great. He had 12 in a year. That's in the 90s. Key was fantastic. But I don't know that 4 sacks in a game has happened. I check with our guys over there. So Perkins was just phenomenal. I don't know quite what else to say about him. I've never seen a player ascend so quickly, and be this dominant. From game 1 to game 9. I mean, there've been freshmen that have showed up that have been impact guys from very, very beginning. I mean, Kevin Falk was, Derek Stingley was, Patrick Peterson was. I mean, there's a number of them. But Perkins wasn't really a big part of the first game plan. He was just kind of a special teams guy. He is a lot more than that now.
Oh yeah.
that was if he's got to be national. I haven't looked at the stats already. He's got to be National Defensive Player of the Week. And like I said at the top of the show, anybody who didn't know who he was before certainly does now. So Harold Perkins, all to yourself. Give him half a dozen. Give him as many as we have in the case. Tigers win it. Go to 8-2 overall, 6-1 in Southeastern Conference play. With combined Alabama's win over Ole Miss, clinch a spot in the SEC championship game where they will play University of Georgia, barring some series of miracles, in a few weeks in Atlanta. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. I'll tell you, I got an early point spread on what LSU and Georgia will be, and we'll wrap it up, go home, and watch a little football. No anxiety. A little anxiety, not a lot of anxiety. Eagle 98.1 Game Day.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers?